Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Code A matches. We are very sorry that it took a little bit longer, that you had to wait for the second stream. There were some problems with the Battle.net login server. People have been working like crazy for the last hour in order to make it possible that we can now finally start today's stream. And we have a couple of very nice matches. As you can see right now, we have Slayer's Clide in the first game against MVP Sniper, a Terran vs Zerg match. While the second game is going to be another TVZ. Luzira from Incredible Miracle is facing OGS, the STC. We have a clanmate of his in the third game, namely Finn, aka for Gigi. He's gonna face Core Prime, a Protoss vs Terran, again in our third game. And the last match of the day, it will be featuring Monster Earth, and his opponent is gonna be Seed. So Zerg versus Protoss, a lot of Zerg players are playing today, and we have a lot of very good matches. There's a second stream obviously available as well, which is going to be commentated by Wolf and Moltrap, and you can open 2 instances of the GOM player if you happen to have 2 monitors, you want to watch both streams at a time. So feel free to do so. There's just one setting that you have to click. I think if you open one of the GOM players, you have to press F9, and then there's a checkbox allowing multiple instances of the GOM player that you have to click. So this is going to be really great. I'm actually looking forward to today's games. It's going to be a really nice one, especially Luzira. I want to see how he's going to fare against the STC. Finn is obviously a favorite in his game against Core Prime, but he should not take it too easy. Core is definitely a force to reckon with, but Finn, he has been doing very well last season. He won the Code A qualifier, was able to get straight into Code S. It was actually quite nice to see his run through the last year's GSL. And well, how is he going to do to fare now in his first Code A game? He lost his Code S matches, and well, we'll see if he's able to defeat Core Prime, that is. Monster, on the other hand, he's a pretty good player for MVP. We have just such an awesome amount of great players today. There's going to be an awesome match, and the first players are actually now preparing right now. They are already in the lobby as far as I can tell. And and the game is starting. Okay, the production team just told me the game is starting right now. It's a little bit different today, because usually when we had the stream, the second stream at the office, the solo stream, there was the option for me to control the mouse and everything, but today we have an observer, so it's actually pretty nice for me. I don't have to do anything at all but talk, which is pretty cool. And here we go, the game starts, ladies and gentlemen. The client is in Korean, so I can't read anything, neither can you. I hope we can make do with it, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. We have Crossfire as the first map of the day, and it's Clide against Sniper. This is today's first match, and well, I'm certainly looking forward to another pumping Terran versus Zerg. When talking about Terran versus Zerg, a Sniper, the Zerg player that we see in the blue colors at the bottom left of the screen, is in well, it's not in the best shape against Terran. His record against Terran in a competitive matches is 0% right now. I have him at 0 wins and 3 losses. Losses against Jejun and Teja. So let's see how he's going to fare against Clide, who's spawning at the top right of the map in the red colors. We already have a drone scout in the main base of today's Terran player. And I'm really looking forward to this match, especially Crossfire is a very nice map for Terran versus Zerg. And while the Terran of the whole map and all those cliffs, those high and low grounds, would usually make you think that Terran players are highly favored on this map. We've seen in the past that Zerg is certainly capable of taking wins on this particular map. They have a very decent record, especially in the GSL fighting on Crossfire. And of course, as a Zerg player, you can use Mutulus. It's something that is really nice on this particular map, as there are a lot of high and low grounds, a lot of small ramps where you can try to pick off units of your opponent, try to intercept the reinforcements and just go back into the main base once again, or circle your opponent, whatever. You can also use borrowed banelings, which is one of the weapons of choice of many Terran Zerg players these days, and Terran has to use quite a lot of scans in order to make sure that they don't run into the banelings of their opponent. Clide, on the other hand, talking about the statistics, he has a 44% win ratio against Zerg. 11 wins and 14 losses for Clide. He's just now poking a tiny little bit with one of his Marines, nothing all too spectacular, while in his main base, I think he was just building a factory. We don't have the production tab open just yet, but I guess that it will appear very, very soon. We also have the pool 17 drones to 18 SCVs right now. And Clide, in the past few days, he played a lot of games against Zerg. He lost to Lucky, he lost to July, he lost to Yu-Gi-Oh! But he was able to defeat Hoyun with 2-1. Let's see if he can finally get another win against Zerg, if he can defeat MVP Sniper. This is a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first map, and here's the factory. We have the reactor and already a second command center for Clide. He's using the bread and butter build of Terran players nowadays against Zerg. Nothing out of the ordinary. He's just now trying to get reactor factory Helens in order to get the map control, to make sure that his opponent, that Sniper, is not able to spread his creep all too far, and obviously at the same time he will try to deny the third base, which is something that's usually achieved quite easily on Crossfire, as most Terran players just can't intercept the drone if it's going to the bottom right. And Crossfire in particular has a very, well, the third is not really all that hard to get, but it's really hard to defend, which in the end amounts to the same, I guess. At the bottom right, it's the third base for Sniper, and getting there will be a little bit of a problem. Spreading the creep that far to the right is always a really big deal, and defending it is quite impossible in the early stages of the game, which is why usually a Zerg player tends to wait a tiny little bit before taking the third, and Sniper should be in a position in this position after getting his LATEC done. For now, we have 4 Hellions on the field. We have double Queen, obviously, trying to spread the creep already just a tiny little bit. And I think now we have 1 creep tumor to the right. Sorry, my bad. For a second there, I assumed that the creep tumor, the active one, was already killed. We have 6 Hellions now in total. And as you can see in the unit tab, we have a lot of drones, not all that many units, 11 circlings though. And wow, Sniper is going straight for the macro hedge, a move that we see quite often these days by a lot of Zerg players. And mind you, especially on maps where there are only 2 spawning positions, Zerg players these days are really fond of going for some kind of roach and baneling attack and then try to just macro up behind it if they don't kill their opponent straight away. So we'll see if this is something that we are going to observe in this map or not. We already have the second gas being taken, LATEC is on its way, and as you can see, the third queen has been built. He's not spreading the creep between the 2 bases. That's something that he might consider, especially because we have on Crossfire also the occasional cloak Banshee or Banshee without cloak, so spreading creep between 2 bases is not really the worst idea, especially because you need all those queens in order to deal with it. And right now we have the Hellions still poking a tiny little bit. We have a scan trying to kill those creep tumors, but the Hellions need to be really careful. Ooh, get caught out of position. One of them already dead, but yeah, needs to retreat a little bit with the Hellions just now. So let's see how that's going to work out. 2 tanks already on the map for Clide now. And I'm not quite sure if he already has the siege tank upgrade. We didn't see that just yet. Overlords all over the map, scattered across the map in order to grant the Zerg player vision. And I'm pretty sure that there's the Baneling Nest already. I'm pretty sure that he's going to go for some kind of needleless play. They are very, very strong on Crossfire. At the same time, I want to have to say that if the Terran player is able to siege up, there's the creep spread by the way between the 2 bases and the Spire at the bottom left. So exactly what we expected Sniper to do on Crossfire. And as I already mentioned, this particular high ground that we saw just a second ago is very good for the Terran player. Once they get positioned onto the high ground and siege up with the tanks, it's going to be really hard for the Zerg to secure the second base. Couple of banelings now being built. As you can see on the minimap, the creep spread to the bottom right is already looking very good, so Sniper will start to take his third very, very soon. I think we can expect the drone to hover over there in just a few seconds. And the Hellions already on their way, trying to intercept. What's going to happen next? I think we already have a drone at the bottom right, looking at the minimap, and it has been killed. The drone has been killed, no third base for Sniper just yet, and 54 drones against 45 SCVs. No third base for Clide just yet either. He's on 2 bases against 2 bases. And we should have some Mutalisks in production by now. 20 Marines, accompanied by 3 siege tanks, 4 Queens, and finally the third base at the bottom right. 8 Mutalisks, 7 Mutalisks, my bad, are now roaming the map, already rallied towards the main base of the Terran player. 100 supply against 103, both of them are roughly even. I can't see any evolution chambers just yet for a sniper, which is a little bit weird. He might have built one, but I don't know about the upgrades now. So at the top right we have the Terran player with his engineering base is going for the first missile turrets, obviously, as he wants to have something against the potential danger of Mutalisk harass. But as we can just with nice picking off the one medivac. He needs to be careful though. Clide is doing a really good job at targeting the Mutalisks, trying to take them down, and very nice positioning for the Terran player. I have to give it to Clide, that was really well done. His drop attempt was intercepted, but he was still able to take down a lot of Zerglings thanks to his positioning between the mineral patches. We have now quite a huge force for Clide. He's going to move out, but at the same time the main army of Clide is not really protected by missile turrets just yet. I think he might be building some of them. Additional ones, but for now he's just relying on his main army, and that's quite a force to reckon with. There's our production tab. You have Baneling speed, 12 Banelings being more +1 attack for Mutalisks and Zerglings, while Clide is also researching +1 attack. And here's exactly what we've talked about earlier. The Mutalisks just trying to circle the army of the Terran player, to trying to use all those high and low grounds to their advantage, those small passages in order to pick off the occasional tank. But well, I have to give it to Clide. He's doing a really good job at saving his units. The Marines doing perfectly well at babysitting the army, but he might need a Thor in addition. Nice Stim being used, sieging up. Sniper is doing really well in just delaying the push of his opponent. He's slowly but steadily getting a little bit ahead in his overall supply. He's getting more and more Zerglings. He has a ton of them already. +1 is about to hit. Banelings, they are already rolling. They already have the upgrade for speed. And we have finally a third base coming up for Clide. Slayer's Clide against MEV Sniper. They are about to clash right now. We have all the Zerglings and the Banelings rolling in. Oh my god, this Baneling targeting, this is perfect. Clide is just playing so well right now. 1 Baneling, 1 out of nearly 1,000 Banelings. No, not exactly, but still you get the meaning. There were tons of Banelings and all of them were killed except for one that was able to take down a bunch of Marines. In the end, Sniper prevailed nonetheless thanks to his Mutalisks and Zerglings, but in the split of Clide was done so well. His main problem was that he had to run back, he had to save his Marines, and at the same time this gave Sniper the opportunity to just take down all the tanks with Zerglings and Mutalisks. He did really well. We still have 15 Mutalisks left, 68 drones now against 58, +2/+2 lined up for Sniper, while Clide is now just researching the first armor upgrade, desperately trying to get this third base, and of course trying to just get additional production buildings, but he is in for a lot of trouble as he's now down 50 supply, trying to attack his opponent. But look at the minimap, the creep spread for Sniper is just brilliant, it's awesome, and he's still spreading creep. He is still spreading creep. We don't have the timer at the bottom, we are going to fix that very soon, but for now we have him on 5 Queens. We have a lot of Marines, but that's basically all there is to guard those 4 tanks, and the Mutalisks are just now trying to make the best out of the Terran. Another Stim being forced. Sniper is just on top of this game, and Clide is in serious trouble. What can he do in order to come back into this match? There is a drop at the bottom left, a small drop at the natural of Sniper. Oh, we don't have it on camera just yet. Here it is, and he's retreating once again. Able to take down a couple of drones. So, very well done by Clide, trying to get back into this match by just harassing his opponent, harassing him. He is, but the drop will be taken out. Oh, the creep slave. The creep slave is dying. The queen is dead. Long live the king. At the same time, we have the drop cleared up. And wow, this is just looking better by the second for Sniper. Clide is putting in a valiant effort, but if he's really going able to get back into this game is a question that has to be answered within the next few minutes. +2/+2 is about to be finished for Clide, but he is trying to force the engagement even before the upgrades are done. Most of the tanks are already dead and gone. Is he taking down the medivac as well? No, he's not. But he's building 32 additional Zerglings. He still has a lead in supply, but Clide is slowly but steadily closing the gap. Those Zerglings will have double upgrades though, and this might pose a problem for Clide, who is not able to get +2/+2 just yet, as he's now building the second engineering bay and the armory. Wow, this is actually pretty nice game, pretty nice first game. Clide is still on 2 bases though. He doesn't have 3 bases just yet, and here come the Mutalisks trying to get access to the mineral line. Very well done, taking down a few SCVs, the mirror cell turret as that. That's just a horrible situation for Clide to be in. He's still pinned down to 2 bases, now trying to get his floating that third command center over to the top left, but there's already one overlord in position in order to spread creep. A Marine is trying to prevent him from doing so. The two, wow, this is just brilliant. Sniper is now just showing off. He is bouncing back between the main base and the natural of of Clide, and is just forcing those Marines to run up and down the ramp in an endless motion. This is really horrible for Clide right now. At the top left, the Overlord has been killed. We have the one command center in position, but now with the infestation pit, with a really huge army, Sniper will try to kill this force. WoW is engaging into the Marines without the Banelings though. Horrible unit control for Sniper now. He lost way too many Zerglings already. Finally a couple of Banelings connecting with the Terran army. 160 supply against 122. Wow, maybe it'll take a little bit too late for Sniper right now, just finishing the infestation pit. He could have done that earlier. We have +2/+2 line up for Clide, but here comes Sniper once again, Baneling Zerglings, and he could try to take on this force, but he's waiting for Stim, and yep, trying to take on the tanks. But I have to say that Sniper needs to be really careful now. He did a great job so far. He was really far behind, but in the last few engagements he really slacked off quite a little bit. So this could prove to be a dangerous situation for Sniper. The Terran player able to secure his third base, and now Sniper is turning on the heat, trying to apply more pressure to his opponent, taking to Hive. Could have done this a little bit earlier in order to get the +3/+3 upgrades, and of course Adrenal Glance as well as his additional attacks. But at the bottom, at the top left, we don't see him with additional Zerglings. I'm actually a little bit curious why he's not trying to run by with a few Zerglings, putting pressure onto the natural of Clide while running a few Zerglings to the top left, and then just try to kill the SCVs. So far he didn't do anything like it. Another Hive tech halfway done. And Clide is doing a good job at turtling. He has 150 supply against 190 of Sniper. Obviously the Zerg player now on 4 bases. He just expanded again to the right side of the map. He might even take a 5th base. And once again, Sniper just trying to get into a good position where he can attack his opponent's base. But wow, look at the drop. The Medivac is dead. But the Marines target down the Spire. First transfuel. No chance. Very well defended by Sniper. Was able to save the Spire. Has to be careful though. The Mutalisks now on their way to the top left, and Sniper is just using this opportunity to build a couple of defensive structures. 133 Zerglings now, 18 Banelings and 21 Mutalisks, but now we also have those Thors that I've been talking about earlier, while there's a small force at the top left. Going for the run by attempt, the Marines, will they be ready? I'm actually a little bit surprised that we haven't seen burrowed Banelings from Sniper. Oh, and he needs to go back a little bit. Is he able to take down? Is he able to take down the command center? No, he is not. He has to retreat again, but at least he was able to force Clide to just back off with his command center for a while, and therefore he killed a bit of mining time. 4 bases, getting a 5th now. Sniper with another hatchery at the left side of the map. 176 supply against 195. I think we are going to see a Broodlords very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Maxed out he is, Sniper. But once again, he doesn't really scan ahead. Where? Now he does. Where are the burrowed Banelings? The creep spread is just enormous. I have to say, this is just beautiful. But where are the barreled banelings? I still miss them, especially on Crossfire. You can make good use of them. Adrenal Glands halfway down, +3/+3 line up for Sniper. Mind you, he's on the same upgrades now as Clide, as the Terran player completed +2/+2. But Bloodlords finally join the game, and there's the run-by that we've been waiting for. There's the run-by that we have been waiting for the entire game, and Clide is retreating. He is trying to defend his expansion. The SCVs are already gone, so he is on no income. He doesn't have any income left. All the SCVs are not doing anything anymore, and this is the final stand for Clide. He has to push, and he has to push now. The Thors, the tanks, the Medivacs, and the Marines, they are ready. The Banelings, and now we have just Sniper in a position where he needs to start to think about his positioning. He might be able to put pressure on his opponent from several sides. More Broodlords are morphing by the seconds. 200 supply against 155. Once again, the command center trying to get in a position, but there are already a bunch of Zerglings waiting for it to be moved down to the ground. And there are the Banelings, Marines at that. Broodlords doing a good job. There is no anti-air. We only have the Marines and the Thors. That's it. No Vikings whatsoever. No Ghosts. And nice Fundle. Good position so far. Where are the Queens for the Transfusers? And none to be found just yet. 5 of them are in the game, but they are not trying to help out the Broodlords. But so far it doesn't look like the Sniper is going to have a problem, because Clide is just now losing so many units. He's dropping his supply like crazy, down to 80, down to 68. The GG, and Clide leads the game. The first map goes to Sniper. Alright guys, so this is brilliant, and just a quick question at the production crew. Can we have the timer at the bottom left in the game? Awesome. So that's going to be fixed for the next game, and I think I don't need a pen. Well, that's alright. So let's have a quick look at the score. Obviously now Sniper is ahead with 1-0, and yeah, Clide, he didn't look all too good in the last game. Sniper just completely outplayed him. I have to give it to Sniper. MVP in general is a team where we have so many just awesome players. They're really, really good. On the other hand, Slayers, I actually expect both of those teams. My guess right now, my guess for the GSTL is that we will see Slayers and MVP advance very far in the tournament. I would actually be surprised if we would see anything else, because both teams just have so many great players, but so do they all, I guess. The Korean scene is just amazing. We have so many good players and so many just great teams. But well, Clide and Sniper, that's our first match for today. We've seen one map already, and the second map will be, well, hosted soon. I guess that the players are already in the lobby getting ready for the match. And after this game we have another Zerg versus Terran coming up, as you can see right now. We have Luzira against OGS, the STC. And yeah, in case you're wondering, there are two streams again. Today you have at the main stream, which is the studio stream, you have Wolf and Moletrap commentating, and I'm commentating, and well, in case you don't know, I'm Calder, so welcome to today's GSL Code A stream, and I'm doing the solo stream today. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, well, let's see, it started snowing in Korea today, by the way. It's just snowing like crazy, and I have to admit that it's looking beautiful out there. It's quite nice. It has been very cold in Korea for quite a while now, and I have to admit that I missed snow just a tiny little bit. When I was in Europe in the end of the last year, there was no snow whatsoever, but now it snows, looking pretty nice out there, pretty white. And the game has started, ladies and gentlemen. The second map between Slayers Clide and MVP Sniper.